Aviation industry is facing one of the hardest and most silent engineering battles in its history. For the last few years, Airbus has led the long-haul market with its almost perfect A350 family, breaking distance records and becoming the top choice for extreme routes. Meanwhile, its rival in Seattle seems to be falling into an endless nightmare of delays, strict rules, and public image problems. However, in the big business of making airplanes, ignoring a trapped giant is the first step to failure. Boeing has been moving its pieces in the dark, adjusting the numbers, improving aerodynamics, and quietly adding massive power to the specification of its biggest project, turning this huge twin-aisle titan into a direct threat to European control. After losing the battle for Qantas Project Sunrise, it is possible that it can now beat the A350 Ultra Long Range. What impossible routes does this piece plan to conquer? And what is the real state of a project that is already half a decade late? Today we are going to deeply analyze the Boeing 777X program, break down its new capabilities, review the cost per seat war, and find out if Boeing's promise will finally become real or remain just a dream in the order books. To understand the magnitude of what Boeing is trying to achieve with the 777X, we must first understand the immense legacy this aircraft carries on its wings. The legendary Boeing 747, the incredible Boeing 777-200, and especially its most successful version, the 777-300ER. This marvel isn't just an airplane, it is the backbone of modern intercontinental aviation. It is the money-making machine that built empires like Emirates, Qatar Airways, and Cathay Pacific. Replacing a legend with a near-perfect operational reliability record is a monumental engineering task. Boeing couldn't just offer a slight improvement in fuel consumption. They had to completely redesign the physics of the aircraft without losing the identity that airlines and passengers fell in love with. The answer to this challenge was divided in two main variants. The 777-9, designed to be the largest and highest capacity twin-engine jet in history. The 777-8, a slightly shorter fuselage version with an absolute focus on extreme range. The heart of this project, and the reason it has caused so much expectation and so many problems, hangs beneath its wings. We are talking about the General Electric GE9X engines. These are massive power plants with a diameter so absurdly huge that the entire fuselage of a Boeing 737 could pass inside without touching the edges. These engines are designed to produce over 100,000 pounds of thrust each, operating with a thermal efficiency that makes previous generations look completely outdated. But the true aerodynamic magic of the 777X is not just in propulsion, but in lift. Boeing designed a massive carbon fiber composite wing that is so long that the aircraft physically could not fit into the standard airport boarding gates. The solution was the now famous folding wingtip, a hydraulic mechanism that raised the ends of the wings after landing, allowing the aircraft to operate in the same infrastructure as its predecessor. It is a brilliant design trick, even if it's logistically terrifying for maintenance. Recently, Boeing shook up airline fleet planning by quietly updating the program's technical specifications. They increased the maximum takeoff weight and extended the official operational range of both variants. The 777-8 saw its range increase to an impressive 8,745 nautical miles, while the giant 777-9 was stretched to 7,285 nautical miles. This is a direct declaration of war against the Airbus A350, especially a tactical move to fight for the ultra-long-haul market against the A350-1000 and the ultra-long-range variant that Airbus tailor-made for Qantas Project Sunrise, which we'll already talk in another Air Stories, and we'll leave the link in the description. The inevitable question in airline boardrooms is if the 777-8 is a real competitor for the A350 ultra-long range. But the answer is more complicated than it seems. The 777-8, because it's so similar to the 777-300ER in capacity and range, has been a sales nightmare. Many people have even questioned its future viability beyond the deliveries to Emirates. At the same time, the A350-1000 has not exactly been Airbus' biggest hit. So let's put brand loyalty aside and analyze the cold numbers of payload versus range. The Airbus A350 ultra-long range is a machine of extreme precision, optimized to carry a relatively low number of premium passengers across incredible distances. It is a lighter aircraft built mostly of composite materials from nose to tail. The 777-8, on the other hand, takes a much more American approach to the distance problem, brute force and massive volume. While the A350 can fly 20 hours straight by strictly limiting its belly cargo, the 777-8 promised to cross the planet carrying nearly 400 passengers while maintaining a pallet cargo capacity that generates vital revenue. In the aviation business, cargo is the quiet financial lifeline for long-haul routes. We saw this firsthand during the COVID-19 pandemic. The 777-8 bets that airlines will prefer a plane that might burn a bit more fuel, but makes up for that loss by transporting tons of highly profitable commercial cargo between continents. This range increase opens up a route map that was previously reserved exclusively for theoretical scenarios or heavily penalized flights. With its new specifications, the 777-8 can comfortably operate ultra-long-haul routes connecting high-yield markets without having to leave seats empty, baggage behind, or cargo behind. We are talking about directly connecting cities like Sydney to London, New York to Singapore, or Dubai to LA, facing the worst winter headwinds without breaking a sweat. For airlines like Emirates, whose business model relies on connecting any point of the globe in a single hub through their Dubai hub, the 777-8 with this extended range is the final piece of the operational puzzle. It allows them to open markets on the west coast of the Americas or deep into Oceania with a payload that makes the route immediately profitable from day one of the operation. Numbers on paper and spectacular renders don't carry passengers, and this is where the focus must shift to the harsh reality of the project status. But the 777X program has been an engineering and public relations nightmare for Boeing. Originally scheduled to enter service at the start of this decade, the aircraft has suffered devastating delays. There were issues with premature component wear in the GE9X engines and structural errors during extreme static load testing. However, the most critical factor was regulatory. After the 737 MAX tragedies, the FAA drastically changed its stance. The certification environment became infinitely more hostile and strict. The FAA revoked many of the self-certification privileges Boeing once enjoyed. Even though these privileges were reinstated in 2026, every line of software code in the flight control systems, every electronic redundancy, and every single mechanism on the 777X has been audited with a level of paranoia completely unprecedented in aviation history. The regulatory agency demands exhaustive, non-simulated tests that multiple catastrophic failures do not compromise airworthiness. This scrutiny has grounded test flights on multiple occasions that in previous eras would have been approved without objection. This regulatory hell has cost billions of dollars in delay penalties and forced airlines like Lufthansa, Cathay Pacific and Qatar Airways to artificially extend the life of all planes just to cover the post-pandemic passenger demand. Despite the certification ordeal, the final and most important question remains: when this monster finally gets the seal of approval and cross commercial skies, could it be superior to the A350? The answer isn't an absolute yes or no, but rather depends on the metric we choose to measure success. If we talk about total trip cost, the A350 will always have the advantage of being a lighter platform. It simply costs less to fly from point A to point B. However, if we look at unit economics, meaning the cost per available seat, the Boeing 777-9 is a machine built to crush the competition profit margins. If an airline has the commercial power to fill over 400 seats in high-density configurations, paired with cargo holds packed with revenue cargo, the 777-9 operating cost plummets to levels the A350 simply cannot physically reach. Then there is the human and ergonomic factor, which premium airlines value immensely. The 777 fuselage has been internally sculpted to be a few inches wider than its predecessor, allowing for wider seats even in the dread 10 abreast economy layout. Combined with windows that are slightly larger than the A350's and advanced pressurization systems that remains a much lower cabin altitude with higher humidity levels. Boeing is betting that the physical passengers will dictate long-term market preference. They have taken the ergonomic lessons learned from the 787 Dreamliner and amplified them on a massive scale. And even though the low-cost model crashed into the ocean because it tried to fly intercontinental routes without cargo revenue or premium cabins, the 777X is the exact antithesis of that failure. It's the ultimate expression of the traditional network carrier model. The 777-8, with its new extended range, not only competes with the A350 ultra-long range, but threatens to make the concept of sacrificing payload for range obsolete. If Boeing managed to clear the final FAA hurdles and stabilize its supply chain, the 777X has the potential not only to beat the A350 on the planet's highest density routes, but to become the definite platform for the next generation of commercial aviation, striking back in a war that Airbus thought it had already won. The stage is set for a clash of aerodynamic titans. It is the refined efficiency of European composite materials versus the brute force and massive volume of American engineering. Tell us, would you write a check today for a fleet of Boeing 777X trusting its volume? Or do you believe that Boeing's history of delays and the proven efficiency of the A350 make the European option the only safe bet for the future? Let us know in the comments. If you like this video and want to discover many more air stories, current events, technical analysis, aviation history and much more, subscribe and hit the notification bell. It will help us a lot.